Hi, welcome to TGN Tech YouTube channel. I'm Jason. Today we will be installing the new RAMs, new M.2 SSD from Synology onto the E10M20-T1. Okay, so this is a special add-on card. Okay, and the special thing about this is the SNV3510, which is the latest and newest card from M.2 from Synology to be added onto the card. Right. So for this one, this particular unit, it is a 22110. Okay, so it's a longer M.2 SSD card. We use this whenever we are installing this card with M.2 cache for RS models. Okay, for RS model, the recommendation is always to go with the M.2 22110 Nvme. Right, so there are additional capacitors for server grade NAS rather than desktop NAS. So this is for rack mount. All right. So without much ado, let's open it up, and so we can do the installation. All right. So some of you may have seen my video where we have done the installation on a smaller scale, also the shorter unit. This is on the 22110. Okay, so this is slightly longer. All right. So let me open up. There's always two. The reason why we have two is once for read and once for write. Whenever you install SSD cache, always remember that it's always done for read and write. Okay. Now, after you have done the installation, it will usually take a while. All right. It's usually the recommendation is about 6 weeks. Okay. It takes about 6 weeks for the NAS to recognize the files that need to be cached. Okay, be it for reading or writing. Okay, you will definitely see an improvement 6 weeks after you have done the installation. Right, so we have done the unboxing for the E10M20. All right, as usual, you will have the installation card. All right, I'm going to put this aside for me. Okay, you have the heatsink. Okay, and all the various accessories where we need for installing into the card. Right, I'm going to put this aside. We're not going to use this. Okay. In my case, we're going to install this in RS, and I'm not going to change the bracket. Okay, because we're going to install it on a small unit. Okay. Before you install, make sure you do a physical and visual check to make sure all is okay, everything is all right. Lay out the items. All right, so it's all labeled 1 and 2. Okay, so you got to know where it goes, and these are the screws for the unit itself. What I usually do is I will lay it out in front of me so that's all ready for me. Okay, so these are the spacers. Okay, we will need it to space out the heatsink to the NVMe. Okay. And next, this is we tend to call it the plaster for the heatsink. Okay. Okay, so we're going to paste this. We're going to need at least 2 of them. Okay. We're going to be using 2 of them to paste on the NVMe itself. Right. So before we start, let me lay out all the stuff that I need. Okay. Okay. Right, so we're going to remove the M.2 from its plastic protection. Okay, make sure that you're well earthed and you do not have any static on you. All right, and we'll remove the M.2. Okay. Now to install it, look at the teeth. All right, so we will have the teeth where we will plug in the card. Okay, now you don't have to put anything up for the start. All right, just insert it into the slot like so. You will see that as you press down, okay, then where you have your screws, okay, so that's fine. Okay, I'm going to show you where I am on the quick user guide. All right, so I have already done and took out the card, lay out the M.2, be it whether is it 2280 or 22110. Okay, check and insert the NVMe. Okay, next is to screw it down. After I'm done screwing, Alright, the next thing is I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cooling pads. Alright, I'm going to put the cooling pads on the controller itself. Okay, and then I'm going to add one of these spacers. Okay, on the M.2 Nvme. Okay, after I've done and twice for 2 of them, I'm going to place the heatsink on top of them, and I'm just going to attach it and screw it down. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this here to show you where I am in the quick user guide on the installation portion. Okay, so now for the next one, similarly, we will remove it out from the plastic. Okay, pop it out. Okay, as usual, look for the teeth. Alright, there's a gap in between. Insert it in. Okay, the next one is we're going to put is the plaster. Okay, so we're going to put one of the plasters on the controller itself. Okay, next plaster. On the cache M.2 Nvme. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm already over at step 3 where we have placed the plaster, and the next one we're going to do is we're going to put one of these spacers. Okay, we take out one of these. So we take out 2. Alright, and we just have to paste it. Okay. Okay. Once that's done, okay, you can see that we're done on up to step 3. Okay. Next thing is we got to screw it down. Okay. Do not over tighten the M.2, just make sure that it's tight and it's firm. Alright, double check on your spacers and your heat pad and make sure that everything's in. Once that's in, okay, make sure that the word Synology faces you, okay, so you can see it. Alright, and you can place it on top. Once you place it on top, double check, and once that's done, you can screw it in. Okay, I tend to do it on a cross pattern. Okay, do not overly tighten it, just hand tighten will do. Alright, and only further tighten it after you have done all 4 screws. Okay, so you can just double check. Okay, right. Once that's done, I will tend to take a closer look, okay, to make sure that everything is in place. Alright, to make sure that the heatsink is aligned, okay, and upon visual inspection, I believe we can still do some slight tightening, okay, which it's up to you, personal preference, just to make sure that everything's aligned. Alright, and everything is done. Okay, so in this case, we have done the installation for the M.2. Alright, so if you enjoyed the video, please remember to click like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment or remarks and we will get back to you. Right, thank you very much.